Many people say that music is a universal language. If that's the case, I would like to use music as a platform to talk about health. My name is Dr. Moshe Lewis, and I'm a full-time practicing physician who loves music and the way it affects our brains, our bodies, and our well-being. I would like to invite you to tune in where we interview musical artists about health matters that are important to them. But the truth is, we'll be discussing topics that affect all of us. From mental health to body image, cancer screening to stroke, our health is truly our greatest asset. So the goal is to open the dialogue on health to embrace topics that we don't always like to talk about in a way that's raw, candid, and lit. Hopefully, these discussions will improve the health of our community. After all, your health matters to me, and if I can make it sound more beautiful, then that's something we should all listen to.
Music and medicine, when you hear those words, how do they speak to your heart?
Music and medicine. Music is medicine. You feel?
Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. Really excited to be joined by my co-host, Kathleen Bradley. Hello, young lady. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. And, you know, the shows have just been better and better and better and better. And we top each show with something spectacular, someone spectacular, somebody that people just love and haven't seen probably for a while, but they're out there. And we found him.
Absolutely. And of course, people are delightful to have you as part of the show. So we love seeing you as well all the time. So yes, our next guest really doesn't need an introduction. Your work on TV and in film, the amount of roles, I think I stopped counting your credits at about 88 or so. But of course, we know and love you and will always think of you as Braxton from the Jamie Foxx Show. Welcome, Christopher Duncan.
I thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Christopher.
Thank you.
So we have to jump in just to your training. I know that it's really formal and that you really put in all the work. Just how important that is and just sort of what started you on that journey.
You know, I did my first play when I was 4 years old, and I did it in Germany. My dear dad, who's no longer with us, nor is my dear mom, they were wonderful, wonderful parents and people. To know them was to love them. They were really incredible. But my dear dad was retired Air Force, so we traveled a lot. And like I said, I did my first play at the age of 4. So my parents told me how passionate I was about wanting to be in this play called The Gingerbread Man. I don't have any vivid memories of it. I was only 4, but nevertheless, they filled me in on the intensity I had about wanting to perform. So cut to years later in high school, I was in English class, and we were reading Shakespeare aloud. The teacher, I'll never forget her name, Ms. Hayes Alexander.
Okay.
She came up to me after the class was over, and she said, "Listen, I really think you have something going on here. The way you were reading Shakespeare, it was with such strength, and you have a natural ability, a facility with this language. I really think you should think about auditioning for the school play." Now, again, this is back in high school, 85 years ago, or 86. I forget how many. Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, wait, you want me to audition for the play? I was nervous. I didn't know what was going to happen. And she was kind enough to escort me down the hallway and introduce me to the theater director. He was a rather eccentric, sort of mad scientist looking guy, hair all out everywhere. She introduced me to him, and sure enough, he said, that's the way he would look at me. So you want to audition for the play? And I said, yes, sure. He gave me some material to look at. It was Thornton Wilder's Our Town.
Okay, yes.
Gave me some
Heavy.
material. Yes, gave me some material to look at. I came back in 30 minutes. I got the part. So, cut to on opening night, literally when I walked out on stage, I mean, as soon as I walked out and felt this connection between myself and the energy of the audience, there was this powerful energy that waved through me. I will never forget it. And it was as if that energy was saying, this is your life's work. And
That's deep.
I haven't looked back since. So I went from there to studying at the University of Colorado Boulder. That's where I got my BFA in acting. So that was classical theater training. We did Shakespeare, Chekhov, Ibsen, all the great playwrights. And that's how the journey started. I knew what my path was going to be at an early age. So I was fortunate.
It's incredible. It sounds amazing. And true enough, whoever's been in the theatrical business or world, and you know, there's film, television, everything else, but there's nothing like being on the live stage and having the energy, and everything is just so different, and it just presents itself so differently than when that camera's rolling, than to have and peer out to see those people and those faces, and you just really got to kind of take it out of your head for a minute after initial shock, especially the first time you've ever been exposed to a live audience. But it's so thrilling, isn't it? And moving, like you said.
It's such a unique and powerful and creatively fulfilling experience to be on the stage. It's the actor's medium. You figure directing is, well, that's film is the director's medium
Right.
because he or she can edit it however they'd like and present it through their own creative vision. Television, the producer and writer's medium, because they're the ones controlling the creativity. But when that curtain goes up on stage, it's the actor's medium. You either know your craft or you don't. If the actor is on stage having an experience, invested in what's going on with those characters, then the audience will have an experience. If the actor is self conscious, wandering, not trained, not clear about the process, the audience is going to be affected by that. It's a beautiful, beautiful dance, if you will, in the theater. There's nothing like it.
It is, and you have to commit to the decision that you make when you're doing it, because if, like you're saying, if you're in between him and Han, like, and you're not believable, it can throw. I've seen some plays before with wondering how in the world did they get that part. You know,
Right.
you have to commit to it, and people do. Not everybody's cut out to do theater, live theater. A lot of these other young actors and different people now are getting aboard and doing some TV and the little gang thing, whatever, and it's good for them here and there. But the challenging part, like you said, is getting in front of the theater, and a lot of people, and they should as well take some kind of lessons and learn the craft.
You said that beautifully. It is a craft. It's not, I tell aspiring actors all the time. They say, well, Christopher, what's your advice on how I can begin a career in film and television? And I'll say, study, train, take the craft seriously, because that's what it is. Try your best not to take yourself too seriously, but take the craft, the work seriously. I think sometimes young actors assume, oh, I just need to memorize some lines and,
Pretty easy.
try not to trip over the furniture and I should be good. Oh, it's much deeper than that.
Sure.
And so it is ultimately about training that can be done with a reputable coach in scene study class, definitely in the theater, as we already talked about. But training, I can't say enough how important that is, because in Hollywood in particular, film, television, you're going to have any aspiring actor has to know there's going to be so much competition. There will always be someone with a better look, uh, more contacts. The list is long, right? But the way one can prepare oneself to really be the best that they can be, and it's also something that can't be taken away from them, is to train. Because when you walk in that door, and it's hard to get opportunities to begin with,
That's right.
you don't, when opportunity meets preparation, those are the ingredients. they can
That's
bring
right,
about
people, young
success.
folks.
Exactly.
Y'all better
You
listen.
know, and another thing I want to say regarding aspiring actors, because I get asked a lot, like I said, about how should I start? What should I do? One of the things I think is so important is for young actors to realize, even some experienced actors in the business, never judge your self-worth by the amount of jobs you get in a business that doesn't employ people often. I will
That's a good
say
point.
that again.
That's true.
I will say it to, is this camera?
Is that camera on?
Never judge your self-worth by the number of jobs you get in a business that doesn't employ people often. It's a huge trap. It affects one's self-esteem. It affects one's confidence. It affects everything. Because you'll hear people in town, hey, what you working on?
All the
Right.
time. All the time.
Well, I haven't seen you in 5 years. How are you?
Exactly. How are
Hey,
you?
you know, well, no, what you working on? As though if the answer is, I'm on such and such series, oh, your life has value,
Right.
Right,
That's
exactly.
right. That's
Right.
funny.
you know, versus, hey, what you working on? You know, I'm trying to write and sort of kind of working on some Oh,
Right.
Really?
Exactly. Judgment
so you're a
call.
loser then. What?
Right. Sure.
It's a
You're-
major trap.
Yeah.
It's really important to make sure that one's life is whole and that there are interests outside of the business that are very much intact. That one surrounds oneself with people who have their best interest at heart. People, you know, to be surrounded by love. That's the most powerful energy around.
Well, I didn't know we were going to get a free sermon, but you're definitely a sage. Speaking about those opportunities, talk to us about, because it's still a large leap from the theater in Colorado to Los Angeles. Talk to us about that first, quote unquote, big break.
My first big break. Well, let me tell you the first job I got, then I'll get to the big break. The first job in front of the camera was on The Bold and the Beautiful. I had been doing all that theater all those years, and suddenly I was a waiter, I was a messenger, I was a bartender. I'd gotten my massage technician's certificate, so I'd actually gone to massage school and learned all of that. Any kind of job where I could make money, pay bills early on, and still have the flexibility to go out on calls. Took me 2.5 years of pounding the pavement, getting rejected over and over and over. That's par for the course. And then suddenly I was given an opportunity on The Bold and the Beautiful. It was just a couple of lines. I had to deliver this package during an important storyline. I didn't know about the storyline, but I knew the director told me it was an important one. I'm just supposed to walk up to the door, knock on it, and say, hi, I'm here to deliver this package for Mr. Johnson. So there I am backstage getting ready to do it. All those years of theater. Oh, it's my first time in front of the camera. Okay, you know, you got to be, let's be sharp. Let's be on our game, Chris. All this, you know, internal dialogue in my head. Camera's rolling. My sphincter's like this. I'm forgetting to breathe. And the camera's rolling. I walk up to the door. Tunk, 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 tunk. Guy opens the door. Hi, I'm here to deliver. My voice cracked in 4 different places. Now, in my mind, okay, Chris, you've done all this work, all these years in the theater, and you ruined your journey on the first time out. I mean, it was that serious. I was
Your mind.
horrified.
Sure.
So the director walks over, he puts his hand on my shoulder, he smiled at me, he goes, okay, we're going to try it again. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Just deliver this package like you're out there in the world delivering a package. Let's try it again. His energy helped me to breathe. Long story short, it occurred. It went well ultimately. And I thank him for that kind of response instead of making it even more
Yeah.
just overwhelming. Nevertheless, My big break, though, came on a forget which network, but it was a show called Coach.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you
Sure.
remember
Yes,
Coach.
of course.
It was a comedy, a long running comedy.
Yeah, Mr. Nielsen.
Yeah. No,
Correct.
that's right.
And I played their all-star quarterback, Bo Whitley.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now
That's
it's
taking
coming.
it back
Yes.
decades ago,
That's right. Okay, now.
and they were seeing so many people, black, white, brown, everyone. They didn't know who they wanted for this role. I was fortunate enough to book it, and that was a big credit for me because it was a recurring role, and it went on for 3 years. So that was my first big break. Mhm.
Yeah, just to be able to be in a series for any period of time and reoccurring, that was really, especially with Craig T. Nelson.
Yes.
I mean, the name alone means something. So you must have been on the right track. So I'm sure right now at this point in time, you're starting to feel pretty good. You cracked a little soap opera and you did your line finally, and you're staying in there. And I'm sure it's feast and famine going through this business as well as I know. And then you got this break and you went and did that for 3 seasons. So therefore, after that's like, what next? Was it a good high or a downfall?
After that, I continued to work, but it was still such a struggle to make ends meet, to pay bills. I was able to bring work in on movies of the week, guest star, subsequent guest starring roles, but it was very, very difficult. After about 7 years of that kind of up and down, still getting work, but not I was just so filled with that intense desire to get this either television or film career going. And I didn't realize at the time, but I was really smothering the very thing that I loved. I was so focused on just getting my career to where I wanted it to be that I put too much weight on it. So it started wearing on my spirit. And I ended up going to Chicago. I left LA after about 7 years of pounding the pavement because I realized that I stopped having fun with the craft. It became this burden. It's not why I got into the work because all I was doing was chasing the carrot. I gotta eat, sleep, and breathe, just acting, 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 I'm not gonna worry about my life being whole and fulfilling. No, acting, acting. No, suddenly it's suffocated. So I go out to Chicago, a city where I knew they support theater. Actors would do industrials, voiceovers, all these other things. You can still make a living out there, albeit a more modest living, but you can do it. So I go back out there, and suddenly I got back in touch with my love for the work. Not 2 months into being out there, I was cast main stage at the Goodman Theater, one of the most reputable regional theaters in the country. After that, I ended up playing the lead in the film Original Gangsters, which I did with Jim Brown,
Yeah.
Pam Grier, Richard Roundtree, Ron O'Neal, all the old school one. I mean, it was surreal for me to be on that set with all those actors I grew up with.
That's right, you did.
So, and get this part. After having done those two things, the theater and the film, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to LA for this next pilot season. Maybe because I had set up shop at that point in Chicago. I had let go. I was done with chasing the carrot. I was in a place of joy and creative fulfillment. I wasn't chasing that carrot anymore. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to LA for pilot season next year, just maybe to earn some extra money and then head back to Chicago. Now, what do you think was literally my first audition when I went back?
We can only guess. The role of Braxton.
The Jamie Foxx Show.
Right, Jamie Foxx.
I didn't know that they had seen tons of people for this role. Now, remember, I'm in a totally different consciousness and creative space now. I'm free. I'm playing, which
Having a
is
good
what the
time.
work is about.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to the casting session, and the casting director, Dee Dee Bradley, a wonderful woman, she says to me, listen, Jamie's in the room, and he's going off the script, and it's throwing a lot of the actors off. So I just wanted you to know. I said, oh, wait, hold on a second. He's improvising? And she went, yeah. And she said it like, I'm sorry, it's a burden.
I know.
I said, wait. Dee Dee, if he's improvising, I'm from the theater, and we're going to dance. She looked at me like, oh, excuse me.
Right. Who are you?
So I walk in the room. There's all the bigwigs, you know, the major executives of the studio, the network. And Jamie's right there. And I see him, and he looks at me. He goes, what's up? I said, what's up, man? What's written on the page, it's a scene where I'm talking to Garcelle's character, Francesca. Jamie's supposed to walk over to me, and he's supposed to say, look here, partner. I just want to get a word in edgewise with this fine sister, if you don't mind. That's what's written. And I'm supposed to say, excuse me, I will be done speaking with her momentarily. Right? That's what's
true, Braxton.
Yes, momentarily. Instead of what's written on the page, which I was ready to dig into, Jamie walks over to me and he starts wiggling like this. And he goes, look here, Brian Gumble. I thought to myself, this man just called me Brian Gumble. And so I said, excuse me, you rapscallion. I will not have any of your falderall and ballyhoo. Now, let me explain where that came from.
Oh, that is so funny.
As I said, having experienced Shakespeare, there's something about the name Braxton P. Hartnabrig. It sounds rather regal to me. There's just something formal about it. And those are Shakespearean words. Falderall, ballyhoo. So when I said, I will not have your falderall and ballyhoo. Now I ask that you use your manners, and if not, I ask that you leave. Jamie Foxx looked at me. Like, let's say this is the audience of all the producers right here, right? Like everyone's right here looking. Jamie, he was completely confused, thrown off. He just
Really? Yeah.
and in front of everyone. Are we allowed to curse on this? I just because I'm going to tell you what happened in the middle of the scene because he was so thrown off. After I said, "Now I ask that you use your manners. If not, I ask you to leave." He went, "This." Just completely broke character and just pointed at me and looked at all the producers like this.
Right.
The producers were dying.
Lost it.
You would have thought it was a Dave Chappelle stand-up
That's funny.
gig, right? The producers were because they'd never seen Jamie thrown off like that.
Right.
I stayed in character. I just stayed in character and I said, well, are you going to use your manners or not? And he went, boy? Boy? He didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. I didn't care.
Good for you.
And the rest, as they say.
History. Oh,
Absolutely. On that note, those of us who know Jamie's work from the inside, and Tommy Davidson was on the show once before, speak to a lot of that bravado and showmanship, so to speak, that he puts up. That really is a lot of competition. How did you feel about sort of really developing a rapport and being able to bounce off of that?
That's one of the things I respect and appreciate in Jamie is that, you know, you hear about stories where some leads of shows, they don't want other people to shine or take away from some of their light if they're coming from ego. Jamie is so damn talented and multi-talented. It was the opposite for him. He wanted the rest of the cast to shine. He wanted all of us to give our best to these characters. So it was a dynamic that was, free flowing. It was fulfilling. In fact, all of those Braxtonisms, if you will, those things came from me. Those weren't from the whole thing about, that's me. Those things were never written. I mean, the writers obviously provided a lot of wonderful material for us to play uh, with, but I'm just saying the Braxtonisms, overwhelmingly, those things came from me. For example, the way that Braxton would cry, or that whole thing. One day, I'm standing at the hotel lobby counter, and there was an episode where I believe Elliot's character, if I'm not mistaken, was ill, or there was something in a test that she had taken at the doctor's office we were all wondering, in the cast, meaning the characters, we were wondering if she was going to be okay. So I'm standing at the desk and we're rehearsing. And suddenly, because I was so upset about this potential issue for Aunt Helen, I just, and sure enough, Jamie Foxx, I'm telling you, he took off like a teenager and he ran down the entire soundstage, howling. He was grabbing his stomach. He fell on his knees. He ran all the way back and he goes, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. And I went, he ran all the way across the stage again. That man, for some reason, that one really got him. And so that's how that came about. It just was a moment of improvise. He and I would improvise with each other. And it was always, he had this like mischievous spark in his eyes where he would throw something at me because he knew I'd be able to, like tennis. Right. It would go back and forth. So we would do it with each other throughout every single episode that we shot. There would always be some element of the two of us within the context of the scene, adding some improvisation and trying to throw the other one off in a playful way. So it was a joy.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it again now, watching and talking to you and knowing you more so, because when I did watch it, it was like, this brother, he's kind of stiff and like just, but
Did you say stiff?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really.
Very kind.
I did my job.
Yeah, he was doing his job.
And I did it well.
And now to hear how, from whence it came and how it started, I'm so impressed. And I'm going to be one of your biggest fans after I watch the show again.
Well,
not that I'm not now, but I know you've done so many other things as well. But who on the show was maybe one of your favorite characters that you worked with that you really admired, aside from Jamie on the show?
I mean, I enjoyed all the characters because all of the characters really made up the different stories that were told. That show couldn't have been done without every single character that was in the show. As far as whom I'm closest with, and that's on a personal note, that would be Garrett.
Garrett, yeah, we had him on the show, right? He's such a great guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Garrett and I are so close. We keep in touch to this very day. We talk all the time.
You guys see each other often, or
yes, I see Garrett. We talk, but more importantly, we talk because we live in different areas now. But we talk all the time, whether it's FaceTime, whether it's on the phone. We talk all the time. I have so much respect and appreciation for Garrett Morris. He's a force. So talented, such good people. Garrett is just great.
Incredible that you should say that because, we always have to do our fact checking. And a little birdie told us that you recently, if I'm not mistaken, on December 4th, celebrated a big number.
Yes, there's something really powerful about experiencing the age of 40.
Again.
Okay, come on.
Wait a second. Did you notice that they laughed right at me? Was that me? And wait a minute. Why are some of you out here laughing at me as well?
You're so good at improv.
Wait a
It's like, I
second.
love it.
We
I
can't
love
help
it.
but laugh. Okay.
Follow me on this. It was an incredible experience to turn 40, even though that was 2 decades ago.
Coincidental.
So now let's just be clear about, yes, I did recently celebrate a big
60. Am I right?
What must you say the
Because I'm trying to do my math. I hate math, but I think that might be the right number if I do it all right.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
You're still a baby. I got you by a couple of years.
All right now.
More than a couple, I won't say.
And you're taking such good care of yourself.
I be trying. What can I say? God is good. But that's wonderful.
Yes, so that I did celebrate. I don't know where the time is gone, but that is the case. Yes.
Birthday boy. When was
December
was that?
4th.
December 4th.
December 4th.
And that'd be about 40 years in the business.
Yeah.
Give or take.
See there? Right.
Thank you, Moshe. I see how you're trying to pile on. Okay. I see what you two are doing. No,
God did math.
So I've been making my living as an actor for over 30 years.
Uh-huh.
Making my living. And even that in and of itself. And this business, that's quite the feat.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Because it's such an incredibly difficult journey in this game.
And you still like improv?
I love improv.
Do you do stand-up?
I have done stand-up before. It's not something I've done consistently over the years. But during certain down times, I continue to write. I love the stand-up experience because, again, it's...
Are we allowed to improv?
Oh, my. Are you serious?
Are we allowed to improv?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Are we allowed to improv?
You did? Oh, wow. I love this man. I love this man. Garrett Morris.
Hey, come on. You can say fuck.
You see the first thing he said, can I curse?
So we're allowed to improv, I guess.
I don't like the tall guy. I don't know where my face is going to go.
Well,
Garrett
won't you
Morris,
come sit
I
down
love
and have
you,
a
man.
seat?
Happy birthday. Not a birthday.
Yeah.
This, just like Jamie said.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Here we go. So sit there.
Thank you, Garrett.
And have a
Thank you.
seat.
Oh, man, I can't believe you're here.
If Dad went to right around
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christopher.
Duncan.
Happy birthday to you.
better known as Braxton.
Thank you so much.
Come on, blow them out. Mm.
I want to ask a question. Is Trump still alive? Then he didn't get his wish.
That's a whole different conversation.
The felon.
Right there.
Look, this is about you, man.
Don't put any poison in this.
Okay, all right, I want.
Because, don't get me started, Gary. You know how I feel about
all right. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
See, they did this with me,
Okay.
right? And I couldn't concentrate looking at her beautiful ass. I kept trying to just concentrate on answers. She'd ask me questions, I'd say,
We were ready. We had cue cards.
How you doing, my man?
A pleasure.
Okay.
An honor.
This is one of the most beautiful men I know. And I learn from him practically every month because I corral him on a telephone call, and usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, right? And we just tell some lies, chew the fat and tell some lies every month, right? Yeah, I mean, I view this man as one of the most talented guys in the country, and a lot of people don't know that. But this guy here, Lord of talent. This guy, I saw him play an OG like he was an OG. He was born in a middle class family. Okay, right? And I know he can knock out Shakespeare and in between. This is one talented guy. I'm so honored, man, to have had him as a member of the cast for Two Broke Girls. And my favorite episode, I don't know about you, Catherine, Do you remember the one where he outdanced Jamie Foxx?
Yes, I do remember.
That's
That's
my
why he came in
favorite
doing his
episode.
Michael Jackson
Oh,
and everything.
see, they didn't expect that from Braxton,
He did.
right? And he just laid it down. God,
We love when Braxton would get
Garrett.
down
Yes,
and loose and
yes.
everything. We
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
they gave me some opportunities,
Yes.
like the whole playground scene where I got to
Right.
confront the bully.
Right.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
They allowed me to switch it up from time
A
to time, so
little
I
bit.
like that balance.
Yeah.
Garrett, thank you
Hey,
for your
man.
beautiful words. You know what? It takes talent to know talent.
And
Period.
I'll get the money you promised me after the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
we won't talk about that out loud.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, man, but
No, man, I can't believe you're here.
Hey,
Garrett.
they told me a little while about this. Okay,
Oh,
I've been in the room listening to you live.
Wow, this is a really,
Yes.
really beautiful
Yeah.
surprise.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
full of
Thank you.
surprises.
Yeah.
We're so
Wow.
happy and glad
I'm bowled over.
And we're both wanted in 4 southern states:
Yeah, let's not.
Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Georgia.
But that's
Yeah.
only because I was with you
Right.
during the times when you caused all.
That's right. I remember you told us that.
Yes,
So you
yes,
guys were
yes,
together,
yes,
huh?
yes.
Like
Ah,
Martin and
I'm so glad they're doing this, man.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
I'm stunned. You're
Yeah.
here. This is beautiful.
No, I'm talking about them doing you. I'm
Oh.
glad that they're doing you. Not that people don't know about you anyway, but it should be just get out the word should get out about your ass, okay? Really, man. You know I mean that, man.
I know you
yeah.
do, and it means the world
Oh,
to me,
yeah,
Garrett.
okay.
It means the world
Yeah.
to me.
I love him. I'm not big gay now, okay? Y'all get it straight.
Garrett Morris,
Yeah.
y'all.
Too late.
Don't get no ideas, okay, Craig? But I love your black ass, okay? I
You
do.
know I love you right back.
All right, man, okay.
You know that.
Yeah.
What do you all think it was about the show that allowed you all to appreciate the chemistry?
Jamie Foxx? Well, actually, Jamie Foxx gave me a range. Could have allowed me and Ellie to sing some opera songs one time, you know. And it got serious a couple of times, allowed us to just not be funny. You know, I think one time I was the cancer or something like that, you know.
Right.
And also Jamie himself is a supremely talented man, okay? And I would enjoy sometime when he wouldn't go to the dressing room, he'd spend in between just being funny, and I forget to go to my room. All right, because Jamie is just like, I mean, he was brilliantly funny man. I haven't talked to him since, but I still remember that as one of the most significant periods in my career. Plus, had Chris, Garcelle Bouvet, Elliot English, you know, by the way, his present wife came in, and she's a very talented lady too. She's been on Broadway, off Broadway. You know, he chose a lot of talented people, and I was just honored, and it was a great pleasure to work, especially with this guy here. When he would get nervous and do the tick, 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 I can't copy it, but when he would do that, I was preparing myself because I know it's once or twice I almost broke. I broke character because when he would get nervous, he didn't let that little thing he does, you know. But for me, Jamie Foxx is one of the best things I've ever been to. You know, really, the cast is comparable to the cast of Two Broke Girls, where they were nothing but very talented people.
Oh my God, absolutely. And then some, especially for, the Black community at a large, in which we always look for different shows that we can enjoy and relate to, and every character makes it special that, the women we could relate to, the women that were on the show, be it young or old and in between, and with Jamie and with Braxton, even some stiffs out there were trying to portray him.
She's called me stiff several times now, Garrett, as Braxton.
He likes that word. I think he's beginning to
No.
Inflexible.
Well,
okay.
stiff is, anyway, some people have called Braxton regal. Some, I like that word.
I like that.
I'll go with regal.
Serious.
But some people say, the
Square,
nerd, the nerd. I hear all of that different stuff. But nevertheless, a few things in terms of touching on what Garrett was talking about. Some people don't know that my beautiful wife, Susan, she played my girlfriend on the show, the character of Cameron, also known as the GPS gal, which was a takeoff on UPS, but they called it the GPS gal.
Right.
we met on the show. The chemistry was, and still is to this day, as powerful as it can get. We've been together over 26 years now, and we have 3 teens.
Wow, congrats.
Wonderful.
And you should hear his daughter Charlie sing and his son Brock sing. I mean, just for he sent me a video, and I was just overwhelmed. I mean, beautiful, you know.
They
Yeah. Go ahead.
no, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I mean, and I told him on that episode when she comes in the first time to do the middle lady, and I sort of looked in her eyes. I said, Chris doesn't have a chance. Okay. And I was right.
Yeah.
Well, who approached you first? It was just the chemistry was there, obviously. Did you invite her
It
out to
spoke
dinner
for
or anything?
itself. No, it was a matter of time that had gone by before we actually ended up connecting. But the chemistry, nonetheless, even when we first met, was, and like I said, still is so powerful.
Electric sparks.
Period. And along the lines of what Garrett is saying, you know, Susan is not only a wonderful actor, but she's an incredible singer. And she's done major leading roles in the past on Broadway. So that's where our daughter Charlie and our son Brock and our wonderful son Miles as well, he, you know, they both have performers who are parents, so they all have these skills, all of them. It's really a gift like no other.
And his son's a brown belt in Taekwondo.
Yes, my son Miles.
Yes.
And he's studying boxing right now. He loves combat sports, which I did when I was his age. I studied a number of different martial arts styles, Shotokan, Taekwondo, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and I did some boxing as well.
I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, but that.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people don't realize that, that Garrett had his black belt in Taekwondo.
At 5'6".
You used to be able to put your leg up like this?
Yeah, I used to. At 5'6". Don't mess with me, Captain.
They wanted improv.
Don't mess with me, Captain. Don't do that now. You know, at 5'6", you don't say nothing. You know, now he could go around saying I got a black belt, but 5'6", I'm not going to try you out, you know. And my thing is, usually if you're 5'6" and the 6'6" guy, you're going to lose the fight. Just make him remember it. That's all. Before he knocks you
There's
out.
places to hit low below the belt now when you're that low.
With Taekwondo, that's it.
They don't see it.
With martial arts, you can go anywhere. You can hit the eyes, the scrotum, whatever. Matter of fact, there's a move in Taekwondo where you have to grab the guys with it and pull. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thanks we went that way.
I just want to add, when I first met Garrett on the set.
Don't tell.
Yeah. You have to understand, for me, it was such a meaningful and important moment because this is a man I'm looking over and I'm going, wait a minute. SNL, some of my most cherished movies growing up, Cooley High, Car Wash.
Yes, working.
And you know, this man, I don't know if you all talked about it when Garrett was on the show before, was one of the Belafonte singers.
That's when I was just 22 years old.
Just a beast of a talent.
Juilliard trained.
So I'm looking at this man, like I said, whom I respect as an artist, and I'm thinking, we're going to be working together on this show. So I walk up to Garrett, and I said, Garrett Morris. And suddenly, I was hit by a wave of weed
right
aroma.
He came to my door one time. Knocked on the door.
I went from going Garrett Morris to Garrett. Oh.
me and Snoop Dogg have never met, but I'm a believer.
Yes. I am not mad at you for a minute.
But that's medicine. I had seen you, I think, in that movie where you played the gang.
The original gangsters.
Yeah, right.
With Jim
and
Brown.
I was ready to see if he was going to be funny. And I said, well, hey, forget that, Garrett. That's when I really was impressed with his range. Because you would know that he could do that other thing, you know. Because when he gets mean on the screen, he gets mean, okay? You feel he's gonna kill you. But I just love how professional this guy was. I know, and some people might not call you that. I won't call the names. The guy who produced you,
The
the one
what?
you walked away from,
Who are you talking about?
the sitcom you walked away from.
Well, I didn't walk away. It just after
Yes.
3 years it ended. But
For me, he's just a professional as well, just to be such a beautiful guy.
Well, he's put his time in, he's paid his dues
Yes.
growing up, and he, like we talked about, learning his craft
Yes.
and being able to go from, doing Shakespeare, Othello, into comedy and into drama. And, that's what the business is all about. He's
Yes.
so well-rounded.
Yes.
And, when he came out here once again and did his little Michael Jackson impersonation, that was running over for me.
Right off the cuff.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm one. You got me. Amongst everything else,
Yeah,
special he
okay.
did. But he's a great guy. He really is. And
Thank you.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad and honored to be on this end and talking to you and knowing and learning more about you. That's what the show is all about, music and medicine and different things of that nature. And what do you feel about that in correlation to the music and the medicine, how it relates?
I think they're one and the same. Music is medicine. It's medicine.
May I interrupt something? Scientists have shown
Yes.
if you listen to music that you like, you get endorphins. Just like when you exercise.
true.
You get
Absolutely.
endorphins going. Yeah.
I'm sure as a doctor you're well aware of that. And
Yeah.
I use music in so many respects in my life. I use it in terms of prep for certain roles because music can touch you deeply in your core and it can change your mood. Like Garrett was saying about endorphins, it can lift you up, it can bring you joy, it can bring about tears. You listen to my music tastes are quite eclectic. And this is among many things that Garrett and I always talk about whenever we have our long, wonderful conversations. We get into music.
Yes.
We get into it.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in the house. My brothers and I, we were listening to Motown, soul, funk, pop, R&B, jazz, the whole spectrum. But then because my dad was retired Air Force, on the Air Force bases, we would hear things like the Eagles, Chicago, Zeppelin, AC/DC. We heard such a wide variety of music. And one of my favorite that's not one of my favorite band on the planet, period, has always been to this day the Temptations.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
when you're talking about a voice like Dennis Edwards' voice,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I happen to love those scratchy, soulful, deep,
Yes.
like Levi
Yes.
Stubbs.
Yes. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying, Garrett?
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my other favorite singers of all time, Joe Cocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Joe Cocker could sing.
Sure
I'm
could.
sorry he's no longer here.
Me too, man.
Yeah, he could
Oh.
sing. But again, music, regarding what you were saying about music and medicine, to me, again, they're one and the same because music, it's a universal language. I don't care where someone's from. If people are in a particular mood and they want to lift their spirits, music can do that.
And can I say this? Our product, jazz, apparently is a universal language because all over the world, in practically every country, they are playing jazz. So, oh man, everywhere, it's a product that comes from us.
That is correct. I was
You
going
know,
to say
yeah,
that the
yeah.
music and how it even evolved. And we had the Marie Antoinette here earlier today, and she's a harpist. And she went to Africa, and she was inspired to play and create a song called Africa. And we had her on the show. It was just so incredible. And just to think how far back the roots, even of all the music, how far back it goes,
Yeah.
and how instrumental we as a people were and still are at different types of music. And like you said, I'm eclectic as well with the music in different places. And they had a documentary on the other day called Yacht Music. Did you see that? And the yacht music, sorry, yacht rock. Yacht rock, where it came from the Doors, the Doobie Brothers, Christopher Cross, Stills and Nash.
Yes.
And that kind of music in that genre came from, actually started Saturday Night Live. And they were doing spoofs of the Doobie Brothers and everybody. And they had yacht hats on and they were playing Don't You Know That You're My Brother. The guy used to do that and everything. They were on yachts doing it. As a result, they start calling that music yacht rock.
You talking about Crosby, Stills and Nash?
Yeah, Crosby, Stills and Nash and all
You
the...
talking about the Eagles.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs, of course, is Welcome to the Hotel California. Those are some of the baddest lyrics ever
They were
written.
back there in the 70s, and especially the 70s in particular. 60s and kind of originated. And Christopher Cross, well, I love sailing. He talked about how he's originated and started sailing takes me away. And oh my God, how they... It was a great... It's if you get a chance, it's on HBO, I believe, and watch it.
Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, the 70s, I would call that my favorite decade for music. Actually, even, clothing back then, just the whole 70s vibe. I loved that time. Disco, all of that.
All that stuff, yes.
Yes, we were in the disco and all of that, and then as it transpired during the late 70s, I was all up in it and doing it.
Was it Studio 64? Studio
54
54.
in New York and different things. And like we were talking earlier with Howard Hewitt, who was here, and talking about Maverick's Flat here and the candy store and all the places here in Los Angeles back in the day. A lot of these young people don't know or have experienced that really fun joy. They have their all kind of raves and all this crazy stuff and going out and all this rap music. But we just had a whole different time and era of fun and felt a little more safe than you do right now.
And I hate when they talk about if it's old, don't listen to it. I'm saying hip hop now is 50 years old, y'all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Y'all don't listen to it no more?
Yeah, I see. What in terms of hip hop, I have great respect and love for music from Pac, Snoop, Big Daddy Kane, Dre, Nas. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
But hip hop today, there are obviously some amazing artists out there, but
they ain't doing it like
correct. But there are also, that whole there's that category of the mumble rapping,
right? The nasty.
I'm sorry. Try that one. Cut. Let's try that one more time, and this time actually enunciate the words so we can understand what you're saying.
Right.
And action. Bitch ass motherfucker. Bitch ass. Pick my nose and my teeth. And I seen them on the set. Yeah. You gotta put that part in there. Yeah. And then some of me feeling my fun. She knows my son. I'm sorry. Are we gonna? I don't know.
I've heard some lyrics that made
that can sell millions.
I was about to say, when it sells millions of copies, you say, what the?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I can literally talk about, I'm not bagging on all rappers of today at all. I'm talking about a particular little category of hip hop these days, which seems to be popular.
Yes, it is.
Like I said, the mumble rap thing. You got people out there with talent today, of course. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. You got some talented.
What about Drake?
You say it again.
Drake.
his hearing's going off. Okay, I readjust it.
I know he's Canadian. I know.
I didn't say a word, Garrett. I didn't say a word. But no, the point being, it's just a new time. Everything changes, and
hey,
there are different artists out there.
We're going to bring it home.
I agree with you. I couldn't do what you did to copy it, but I love what you just did. Because that signifies how I feel when I hear it.
Well, the thing is if you look at some of the lyrics, it's stunning.
It makes you cringe. I'm telling you, I like to curse myself. Please believe me, I say some words.
But
I can't
every
believe I say-
word
But
should
those words,
be.
no, but they're graphic. And I've heard some of the women say, and I can't say it how they want to do it, sit on top and put it in the mouth and
Right.
orgasm in your mouth.
And if
that's just putting it lightly, but just
Yeah, you're
Right.
being
hear it.
diplomatic.
And every other word in MF and using the N word like it's just milk.
As a
you know,
crutch.
like just
As a
pouring
crutch.
It's
For me, it's
ridiculous.
like a crutch.
real
It's
music.
overused and so I've been in and don't roll up in the gas station or somewhere and they're bumping and playing all that and you're around other people, kind of types of people and
Yeah.
the N word flowing and all that and everything. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's offensive.
Captain, it's
Hey.
like a crutch.
The quality
The N
went
word
somewhere.
becomes a crutch. The F word becomes a crutch because you got nothing to say.
Yeah, that and the N word.
That N-word, it's interesting because some people don't realize so many Black folks are offended by it.
Yeah.
And then there are those who see it as a term of endearment now. I don't agree with that perspective. I just don't. And again, I'm not trying to, get on a high horse. I'm just saying that's my truth. That word is despicable to me. And my thing is, if it's a term of endearment, if that's the perspective, if that's the argument, then why not? Because there's quite a list of pejoratives for Black folks, right? So why not then walk up to another brother and say, "What's up?"
That's my jigaboo.
Yeah. Hey, man. Let me talk to you for a minute, dog. Check it. Check.
Right.
So
We
if
don't.
it's all a term of endearment, why aren't those words used?
But listen,
Because
this thing too, when the people were at the concerts and especially little white girls and boys and guys, and they're at a concert, a rap concert, and they're
same
repeating,
thing.
singing the lyrics.
Right.
Why do people get mad at them for singing the lyrics that you have put out there that they're buying your music for?
Right.
Why?
I can take it from a comedian on stage who has that as a style. I'll give him license on stage, right? But when he comes off, I don't expect him, particularly among a multiplicity of people, to be using the word,
That's
the
right.
N-word
Yep,
to
that's
address
true.
people.
Yep.
I mean,
There's
I've
gotta
heard
be
Eddie Griffin, who's very funny, right?
Mhm.
And some of the comedians can use that word to make you laugh, okay? On stage, I give you license. But off stage, I don't want to hear that, like you said, I don't want anybody to come and say, "Hey,
Right.
how powerful would it be if, just imagine a world where Black men greet each other and say, "What's happening, brother? What's happening, brother?" I know that happens
brother.
already, but
Sure.
I'm saying,
But even more.
I'm saying if that
More
were the
universal.
norm,
Right.
That's it."
you know,
and with endearment.
Yeah.
with it, yes, and love.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And my thing is, and we can move on from this particular subject, but if it is a term of endearment, again, it's just different perspectives, then I should be able to respond with the underlying meaning of the word. So, for example, again, I don't use this word, but I'm going to use it right now just as an example. If a brother walks up to me and says, "What's happening?" "Oh, nothing, my piece of beneath my foot, banjo picking, watermelon seed eating mother. What's up with you?"
I love watermelons, okay?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Right.
And then he look at me like,
Point taken, man.
Right.
Point taken.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Point taken.
That's the underlying meaning. It's to dehumanize. It's
Exactly.
to,
Take away.
yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So there's that subject that we addressed.
Sure.
Right,
Exactly.
right, we
We're
get
solving
that.
the world's problem.
Thank you
Yeah,
for coming to
sure.
our TED Talk
Right.
on the N-word.
Exactly.
All from your
Yes.
rapping.
Two living legends. A
Yeah.
pleasure to have you guys together. I don't think it's fair that the audience gets to see the rest of this. So we're going to close out. And I think we'll close maybe with this last set of comments I'll let you guys share with each other. What advice would you give for people to experienced such great chemistry on set with your coworkers?
What advice?
To the kind of chemistry you guys have developed?
I would just say jump in, bring a positive thing to the set and don't try to be, because there was a woman way back there in Italy who lost her job. You know why? Because you're always so positive, positive, positive. They fired her. But no, bring that at least in your heart and soul. We're ready to share. And if you're a method actor like Daniel Day-Lewis, okay, we allow you to do that. But some of us do it on the set, do it while we're doing come off the set and come, but just bring that attitude for me, like he said, particularly in a cast, they're my brothers and sisters trying to achieve the same thing, to bring the audience either laughter or tears or some kind of catharsis. So let's get together and unite to do that, Anyway,
When it comes to chemistry, I don't believe that it can be worked on. The reason I think chemistry is such a gift is because when it's there, it's there. And when it isn't, it isn't. You can teach someone to sing a proper note. You can teach someone to use their breath support properly, but you can't teach someone to sing like Aretha Franklin.
Preach.
You can't teach someone to do that. You can teach an individual about the different aspects of comedy, of timing, of rhythms, of the setup, the payoff, so forth. You can teach these technical things, but you can't teach someone to be Dave Chappelle, to be Robin Williams, to be Bernie Mac, to be
Sidney Poitier. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you just so again going back to chemistry. It is this gift that just happens. Certain people are brought together because it's energy. You ever been to the movie theaters? You see two leads, might be this person's considered a handsome leading man and she's considered a beautiful leading woman. And even though they both have this look, the chemistry's not there. And sometimes it is. So again, I don't think it's something you can work on. I think we were all, and still are to this day because it's still out there running in syndication. We were all as a cast so fortunate because our chemistry
Really, it works. It sure did.
was on point.
Right.
And it was just a gift to be appreciated. I'm grateful, deeply grateful for it to this day.
I like to come to work every day. I swear to
Really?
God, I look forward to it. Look forward to his ass. Definitely Garcelle. Okay.
Oh, good
Yeah,
guys.
Garcelle, I just look forward to it. It was just such an energy. It was there. He's right. It was just there.
Yes.
It was like you jump into the water, you swimming on it, and I can't swim, but I was swimming on that every day, man. You're
Yeah.
right,
It's
man.
the energy and the synergy too. The
Yeah.
synergy is so
Yeah.
important because synergy comes more from your heart and being able to communicate with people when people come in with an open mind and not trying to make deceptive moves on somebody else, where you just know you be fair with yourself and within yourself and centered, that no matter what that person does, you're not going to be, if they got more lines than you, if they do something more than you have done or given or a spotlight, don't be hating on it. It's like
No.
have engulfed
No.
it within your soul and know that we are all there for the same purpose.
Yes.
Though your roles are different, then you have to play off of each other and make
Right.
sure that you have that person connect with you whenever you're going to be in a scene together. And that's
the
the
audience
synergy,
gets it.
synergy, and get into the center of the
And
soul.
the audience gets it.
They will. They can see
Yeah,
if it's
they get
good
it.
or
They
not.
get it.
Absolutely.
The Jamie Foxx Show was a dream job. For 5 years, going to work every day, laughing to the point where you have to hold your waist
Right.
and catch your breath.
Right.
And then in between scenes, like Garrett was saying, Jamie would engage with the audience. I would engage with the audience. Excuse me. In fact, one of the things that just popped into my head that Jamie used to get a big kick out of when he and I would be engaging with the audience is I did this little thing. It was Donald Duck making love. You remember that, Garrett?
Yes, I do. I do. I do remember that. You're a nasty person, okay? Because I had never thought of Donald Duck in that way until I heard this.
So, well, I'm not going to do the whole routine, but what would happen is the first time I did it, again, just like Jamie reacted to the little Braxton sad sound, that.
Right.
So one day I said to the audience, when I was young, I used to watch all these cartoons, and I would watch Donald Duck, and I thought to myself, what would it be like for Donald Duck to make love? And something in my young body at the time went,
Slow down. Slow down.
I'm not gonna do the rest. But I tell you, Jamie, every time I did it, just that first part, every time I go, again, he would run across the soundstage and just didn't know how to handle himself. And the audience, just that first part, I would have to wait to continue it.
Oh, God.
Good times.
Sure.
Just,
Excellent.
there's so
Now,
many
you see,
examples.
Genius.
Your mind thinks, who would think
Genius.
about
Yes.
that character in that nasty way?
Wait, hey, hold on. But making love is nasty?
Him and Daffy was doing
I don't think
something
so.
there.
I don't think
I
so.
love when he says, hold on, goddammit.
Yes.
When I first heard it, I was on the floor.
Just think about, and a duck cursing like that?
Right.
That's silliness.
We couldn't find a better note to go out on. Keep your synergy and your energy and your chemistry on point. Thanks so much.
Thank you both. What a pleasure.
Thank you.